So, you're ready to ditch the company rig and become your own boss, huh? Awesome. That journey from driver to owner-operator starts right here. Today, we're going to lay out the complete roadmap for buying your first commercial truck. We're talking everything from tackling financing to finally getting those keys in your hand. Let's get into it.
You know, every huge company out there started as just an idea. But to get that idea rolling down the highway, you need cash. This is where the dream smacks into the real world of financing. And honestly, it's the key that's going to start your engine.
So, I gotta ask again, are you really ready to be your own boss? It's a huge question, right? Because being your own boss isn't just about driving. It's about building a business from the ground up. And for that, you need a rock-solid plan to get through the challenges that are definitely coming your way.
Okay, let's get real for a second. The trucking industry is facing some serious headwinds right now. Fuel and insurance costs are skyrocketing, and with interest rates so high, borrowing money is more expensive than ever. Because of all this, a lot of traditional banks just see new owner-operators as way too risky. That's why having a smart financial strategy isn't just a good idea, it is absolutely non-negotiable.
So to help you build that exact strategy, here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with the dream versus the reality. Then we'll figure out where to actually buy your truck, how to get through the financing maze, what paperwork you absolutely need, and finally, how to protect your brand new business.
All right, first up, let's tackle the biggest roadblock right out of the gate, balancing that amazing dream of being your own boss with the cold, hard financial facts you're going to face.
And here is the first hard truth. Your local bank, they're probably going to say no. It's nothing personal, but with the high failure rate for new trucking businesses, they just don't want the risk. This means you'll almost certainly be looking at alternative lenders. These are companies that specialize in exactly this kind of financing. The good news is they're flexible. The bad news? You got to be prepared for higher interest rates. It's the first major hurdle you need to plan for.
So once you've wrapped your head around the financial side of things, your first big choice is where you're going to find your rig. And that brings us to Section 2, weighing your two main options, going to a dealership or buying from a private seller.
Let's break this down. On one hand, you've got the dealership. They make it easy with things like in-house financing and warranties, which is great for peace of mind, but you're definitely going to pay more for that convenience. On the other hand, a private seller usually means a lower price and more wiggle room to negotiate. The catch? You need the cash up front and all the homework, arranging your own financing, getting inspections, sorting the paperwork, all of that falls right on your shoulders.
And that leads us right to the heart of the matter. Section 3, navigating the financing gauntlet. This is where we figure out how to get the money to make this whole thing happen.
This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's what every single aspiring owner-operator wants to know. You found the perfect truck, but how in the world do you convince a lender that you're a good bet?
Lenders are all about minimizing their risk. It's that simple. So here's what you need to have in your corner. First, a solid credit history. That's a must. You'll also need to prove you've got real experience behind the wheel. If you have a letter of employment or, even better, existing contracts, that is a huge plus. Owning a home helps show stability, and if you're still coming up a bit short, a co-signer with great credit can be the thing that gets you across the finish line.
And here's the number you need to have ready to go. Unless your credit is absolutely perfect, you're going to need a down payment. In Canada, you're typically looking at somewhere between 10 and 30% of the truck's price. The better your application looks, the less cash you'll probably have to put down up front.
You're also going to face the lease versus loan decision. The easiest way to think about it is this. With a lease, the lender owns the truck until you make that final payment, and you pay taxes as you go. With a loan, that truck is yours from day one, and the taxes are just rolled into the total amount. They both have very different impacts on your taxes, so seriously, talk to an accountant and figure out which one is the smarter move for your new business.
Okay, you did it. You found a truck, you got the financing. Now, let's move on to Section 4, the essential paperwork trail. This is how you make it all official and, legal.
Now listen up, especially if you're buying from a private seller. The bill of sale is, without a doubt, the single most important piece of paper in this entire deal. It's your legal proof that you own the truck. Without a valid one, you can't register it. Period. Getting this document right is absolutely critical.
So before any money changes hands, you need to make sure that the bill of sale has these 5 things, no exceptions. The exact date of the sale, the full legal names of everybody involved, the final purchase price, all the vehicle info, year, make, model, and especially the VIN and mileage. And finally, signatures from every single buyer and seller. If even one of these is missing, forget it. The registry office will send you packing, and you'll have a massive headache on your hands. The keys are in your hand. It's an amazing feeling, but you're not quite ready to hit the road yet. And that brings us to our final and super important section, protecting your new business with the right insurance. This step is every bit as important as buying the truck itself. You have to get your insurance sorted out before you take ownership. I'm serious. This isn't a suggestion, it's a legal requirement and just plain common sense to protect your massive investment and, really, your entire livelihood. The first layer you need is auto liability. This is the absolute basic coverage. It protects you if you're in an accident that causes injury to someone else or messes up their property. It's mandatory for any commercial vehicle.
Next up, motor truck cargo insurance. This one is so important because it protects the stuff you're actually getting paid to haul. If the cargo you're carrying gets lost or damaged, this covers your responsibility to the shipper. Honestly, having this coverage is a huge part of building trust with your clients.
And finally, you really need to think about gap insurance. This one can be a financial lifesaver. Imagine the worst happens and your truck is totaled. Your regular insurance pays you what the truck is worth today. But what if that's less than what you still owe on your loan? Gap insurance covers that gap, so you aren't stuck making payments on a truck that doesn't even exist anymore.
When it comes right down to it, getting the right insurance isn't just about checking a box. It's about building a financial safety net around yourself, one that protects your business, your investment, and your entire future as an owner-operator. So there you have it, the full 5-step roadmap to get you from that initial dream to the reality of owning your own truck. You know the challenges, you know your options, and you know the critical steps you need to take. The only question left is the one right there. What's the first step on your journey?